Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Patitanam
Hare
Pavane
Ram, Ram Ram.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry for stopping the wonderful chanting, but we will go ahead with our Bhagavatam study soon. And before we start, I'm going to quickly share a quote by His Grace Gaurang Das Prabhuji. Waiting for someone to treat you right is not love. It's neglecting your own self-respect. I'll repeat. Waiting for someone to treat you right is not love. It's neglecting your own self-respect. So, may I know who are on the call today?
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all the devotees. This is Sundar Maladi from Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madana Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all the devotees on this call. This is Geeta from Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Geeta Mataji, Madana Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This is Manju Sharma from Florida. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manju Mataji, Madana Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Mataji, which part of Florida are you from? Where?
I'm in Florida right now. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
No, which part of Florida? Are you in Orlando?
I'm in actually it's a Port Canaveral. It's
Okay.
1 hour from Orlando.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
I'll try to get in touch with you. I'll call you sometime. I think I have your number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else would like to announce the name?
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all devotees. This is Malini from Ashburn, Virginia. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining. And also wanted to appreciate when you join the call and you start chanting. It's like, it's so nice. It's a total different, whenever you join, it's like, I can feel all of us kind of resonating together, So please join us as early as possible so we can enjoy your chanting. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much for the nice words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anybody else would like to quickly announce? Because I think our speaker is already there, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Arpini Padma Mataji and all the summer devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyamarasika Devidasi from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madana Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining like early morning. I saw you right there. I said, when you join and nobody is there, it's like, why didn't devotees join? It was around 5:30. So Mataji joined very early and Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Before we start, I just wanted to, about the quote that you gave today in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is the right time or we can do it later. Is that, self-respect and ego, there is very fine line sometimes. So I don't know. This is written by who, Mataji?
This is a senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj.
Oh, Radhanath ji.
Yes.
Okay.
His disciple, his name is Gaurang Das. So he generally floats these on the Facebook, and every day in the morning I check his, what is coming. So this is a very nice thing. I think it's trying to say that waiting for someone to treat you right is not love. So, you were expecting from others, they should treat us nicely, It's neglecting your own self. Whoever treats you fine. Doesn't treat you fine, it's okay,
Right.
That context he's saying it. And his very short quotes are very powerful. The meaning is you have to understand the meaning. So you can follow him, Mataji, also, and I can send you a link.
Sure, Mataji. So basically, what he's saying is that don't wait for self-respect from others. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, waiting for someone to treat you right is not love. He's
Right.
to give a definition of, something close to, obviously, love is not there in the material, but he's trying to say waiting for someone to treat you right is not love. Like waiting means expecting, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's neglecting your own self-respect. I mean, you treat everyone right. That's it. And don't bother about how others are treating you.
Yes, Mataji. Very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for making us ponder and think on it, because it is a short one. And I know you like the topic of this self-respect and others, just like me. Thank you so much, Mataji. No problem at all. Anybody else would like to announce their name before we start?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees on this call. This is Premanandini Devidasi from Ashburn, Virginia.
Hare Krishna, Premanandini Mataji. Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Amritamani Devidasi. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna to all
Hare,
of you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. We didn't hear from you a couple of days, Mataji. You were joining, or I was not paying attention?
I was joining for a class.
Okay. I didn't hear your voice, so okay. Thank you for joining.
Hare
Nice
Krishna.
to hear from you. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think we have another candidate, Urvi. So we can say 3 times Hari Bol. She is joining maybe first time.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. Thank you for Sundar Prabhuji for reminding. Maybe not, but anyway, Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Urvi Mataji wants to announce their name. I don't know, it's Prabhuji, Mataji. It's a Mataji, it seems.
Yeah, Urvi is Surinder Prabhu's daughter, Mataji.
Oh, okay. So, very nice. So that's what Prabhuji knows. Wow, the whole family is joining in us here. Very nice. And
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome, Urvi.
Yeah, thank
Hari
you.
Bol. Hari Bol.
very nice. Thank you for joining and join us every day. So, anybody else wants to announce? I normally see Ram Shraddha Prabhuji, but right now I see that his video and everything is on, but we can't see him. Prabhuji, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. I can see.
Now. I think you were like, we couldn't see you. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. And Prabhuji, seeing you covered, I think we should also cover ourselves. I felt so sick.
Yeah, it's very cold. It's very cold here.
Yeah. Nice to see you. Okay, Prabhuji, take over, please. Hare Krishna.
Jai Ho. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapad Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagna Raghunathan Tantam Sajiv Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padalalita Sri Vishakam Tam Cha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshur Militamena Tasmai Sri Guru Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Tishtari Namam Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Srimate Bhaktivedanta Narayana Tinamane Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamane Sivarshavanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhuve Namaha Madhurojjvala Premadhya Sirupanuka Bhakti Sri Gaurana Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gauravani Sri Murte Dinatari Rupanuka Virudhapa Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harini Vancha Kalpaturu Visakripa Sindhu Bhavich Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Patayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurati Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namoste. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jayatam Surato Pangor Mamavanda Matergat Matsarvasya Padam Bhajo Shri Radha Madana Mohanam Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnangara Simhasanastam Shri Radha Shila Govinda Deva Prishtali Visavya Manos Smaran Sriman Rasarasarabhi Vamsi Vatatasita Karshan Venushwanair Gopi Gopinath Sheswa Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya Vyaya Kesavasacha Krishna Bhakti Pratidevi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Pancha Tatvatkam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarvakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Bolo Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
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 Hare
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 Ram,
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ranga,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gauritai Radharaman ki Raj
Jai.
Govardhan ki jai, Nitai Gauranga ki jai ho. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sukadeva Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purports ki jai. All glories to small devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to small devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to small devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, Sri Sri Guru and Garam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, Text 8. We'll go through verse 7 before we start 8. Sri Baliruvacha Sangrame Vartamanam Kala Chodita Karmanam Kirtir Jayo Mrityu Sarvesham Syur Anukramat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Bali Maharaj replied, all those present on this battlefield are certainly under the influence of eternal time. And according to their prescribed activities, they are destined to receive fame, victory, defeat, and death, one after another. That was the 7th verse translation. I'll read the little small purport is there. If one is victorious on the battlefield, he becomes famous. And if one is not victorious, but is defeated, he may die. Both victory and defeat are possible, whether on such a battlefield as this or on the battlefield of the struggle for existence. Everything takes place according to the laws of nature. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha. Since everyone, without exception, is subject to the modes of material nature, whether one is victorious or defeated, he is not independent, but is under the control of the material nature. Bali Maharaj, therefore, was very sensible. He knew that the fighting was arranged by eternal time and that under time's influence, one must accept the results of one's own activities. Therefore, even though Indra threatened that he would now kill Bali Maharaj by releasing the thunderbolt, Bali Maharaj was not at all afraid. This is the spirit of a Kshatriya. Yuddhe chapi apalayanam. A Kshatriya must be tolerant in all circumstances, especially on the battlefield. Thus, Bali Maharaj asserted that he was not at all afraid of death, although he was threatened by such great personality as the King of Heaven. So now text 8, today's verse. Tat idam kala rasanam. Please repeat. Tat idam kala rasanam.
Tat idam kali rashanam.
Jagat pashyanti suraya.
Jagat Pashyanti Surya.
Surya.
Na Rishyanti na Sochanti
न रिष्यन्ति न
न
शोचन्ति
शोचन्ति
Tatra Yujam Apanditaha.
तत्र
Tatra
योऽयं
yogyam
पंडितः।
aparandita.
Let's read the translation. Seeing the movement of time, those who are cognizant of the real truth neither rejoice nor lament for different circumstances. Therefore, because you are jubilant due to your victory, you should be considered not very intelligent or not very learned. Purport. Bali Maharaj knew that Indra, the king of heaven, was extremely powerful, certainly more powerful than he himself. Nonetheless, Bali Maharaj challenged Indra by saying that Indra was not very learned person. In Bhagavad Gita 2:11, Krishna rebuked Arjuna by saying, Ashochananvashocasya tam tat pragyavadam sabhashase gatasuna gatasonsya nanushonchati pandita. By speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Thus, as Krishna challenged Arjuna by saying that he was not a pandita or a learned person, Bali Maharaj also challenged the king Indra and his associates. In this material world, everything happens under the influence of time. Consequently, for a learned person who sees how things are taking place, there is no question of being sorry or happy because of the waves of the material nature. After all, since we are being carried away by these waves, what is the meaning of being jubilant or morose? One who is joyfully conversant with the laws of nature is never jubilant or morose because of nature's activities. In the Bhagavad Gita 2:14, Krishna advises that one be determined. Tam stitikshasva bharata. Following this advice of Krishna's, one should not become morose or unhappy because of the circumstantial changes. This is the symptom of a devotee. A devotee carries out his duties in Krishna consciousness and is never unhappy in awkward circumstances. He has full faith that in such circumstances, Krishna protects his devotees. Therefore, a devotee never deviates from the prescribed duty of devotional service. The material qualities of jubilant and moroseness are present even in the demigods, who are very highly situated in the upper planetary system. Therefore, when one is undisturbed by the so-called favorable or unfavorable circumstances of this material world, he should be understood to be Brahma Bhuta or self-realized. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 18:54, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatmana Satchutina Kanchati. One who is transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. When one is undisturbed by the material circumstances, one should be understood to be on the transcendental stage because the reactions of the three modes of nature, above the reactions of the three modes of material nature. So this is a wonderful verse. This is practically like Bhagavad Gita, again spoken one more time. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Ashocyanan Vashochastam Pagyavadam Sabhasase Gatasuna Gatasam Sap Nanu Shochanti Pandita. While speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Now we may know all these verses, but in the reality of life, which is under the influence of time, we do lament a lot and be joyful when something happens, positive happens. Because we are not above the modes of nature. When we are above the modes of nature, that is called Namabhas stage. First is Namaprad and then Namabhas. And then comes Shuddhanam. So in the Namabhas stage, one is beyond the three modes of material nature, and this is offenseless chanting. But in the material world, things are such, you may talk any philosophy, but problems comes, we become very much bewildered. We become bewildered because we are worried about our safety, how things will go on. Therefore, one should not only follow the philosophy, but also practice that philosophy on a day-to-day level. We are cooking something for Krishna, for example. We don't know how it will come up, whether the sabji will be tasty or there will be enough salt or whatever it is. Like when we have to cook 1 quintal of khichdi, big pot of khichdi, we don't taste. And we are wondering how things will happen. But by Krishna's grace, because it is offered to Krishna, and after the offering we taste it, everything comes out pretty good. We have to learn to depend on Krishna under all circumstances. Otherwise, what happens? We will become bewildered by the dualities of nature. And that is the root cause of all the problems. It's a platform of ignorance. Because we don't know how Krishna wants us to deal up with our lives. Therefore, we should act in such a way, in full knowledge, and that acting keeps us strong. That is the actual platform of living. Just like sometimes we've seen in Mayapur, people don't want to have cows in their backyard. There's one central Goshala, but nobody wants to keep a cow in their house. Even the ordinary Bengali families, they keep a cow or two in their homes because they think it is too entangling. I cannot go to the program. I have to attend to the cows. This way we have so many reasons, and we are stuck with the niyamagra, rules and regulations. Niyamagra, niyamagra. Either too much following the rules without knowing the purpose of it, and too little following so that we neglect to follow the rules. Just like when Prabhupada was going from Hyderabad to Delhi, in Nagpur railway station, Prabhupada was hungry. It was 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Breakfast time for Prabhupada. So he saw one puri wala frying puris on the platform. So immediately he called, he said, please give, there were about 18 devotees so traveling with Prabhupada. Told everybody should get a plate of puris and sabji. So Prabhupada took the last puris, last puri. So when he turned, nobody was eating. I said, why don't you eat? You see, if it is cold, the puris are hot, you will digest. If it is cold, you cannot digest these puris because they are cooking in this oil, who knows how old this oil is. So one devotee said, Prabhupada, so-and-so Mataji is making an offering. The Prabhupada says, what is this offering going on? I told you to take prasadam, you should eat something. And she was offering to a picture of Prabhupada. Can you imagine? Prabhupada is sitting there and he was telling devotees to take prasadam, and they were busy offering. That means they had no clue what they were doing. Guru is telling, now you take. It is accepted as prasadam already. But devotees were caught up in the rules. So similarly, this dualities of nature is like rules. But one has to know how to go beyond the rules by becoming fixed in our duties. This is mentioned here that this is the symptom of a devotee. A devotee carries out his duty in Krishna consciousness and is never unhappy in awkward circumstances. So our main business, like even Arjuna had to do that, he has to carry out his duties. We have duties to carry out in our day-to-day life, Every day in the morning, Mangalarti, then cook the breakfast. And now, if I cook the breakfast, will I be able to chant? No, you cannot chant while cooking. But you can hear some lecture, some kirtan, something like that. And if you want to chant, you get up very early, chant as many rounds as you want, and then start cooking because the children go to school. You have to make their lunch ready, everything ready. That you have to make sure they take bath and this and that, so many things. So if you do your duty with a view to please Krishna, Guru and Krishna, then that duty will raise us to the platform of transcendence. Otherwise, you cannot be free from the influence of three modes of nature. So finally, when the children leave the home, then you have a little bit more time, you clean up the kitchen and everything, and then you can sit down and chant, or you can, if you're doing puja, everyday seva, you can change the dress, bathe them, like that, different things has to be done. Or if you yourself have to go to work, then make sure your husband gets his prasadam and you get your prasadam and you all go, lock the house and go. The idea is you have to do your duty. You cannot give duty as an excuse for not doing, Krishna consciousness as an excuse for not doing your duty. There was one incident when Prabhupada was in Bombay. One Mataji called Arundhati. She is the wife of Pradyumna, who was Prabhupada's Sanskrit editor or something like that. And one day Prabhupada saw from his window that their son, Aniruddha, was roaming around in the Hare Krishna land in Jew. He was wondering, whose son is this? And some devotees saw, well, this is Arundhati's son. So call Arundhati. So Arundhati came to Prabhupada, said, why is your son running around here and there? Why don't you take care of your son? Then she told him, Prabhupada, I'm chanting my rounds. So Prabhupada said, but if something happens to your son, and if somebody kidnaps your son, what is this? If you're not there to take care of your son, so stop your chanting. Your first business as a mother is to take care of your son. And then you take some time off later on, when son is taken care of, then you can chant your rounds. Otherwise, Prabhupada said, don't bother about your chanting. And we are thinking if we don't chant, we are not Krishna conscious. But what about the duty? If somebody kidnaps the son and takes away the son, and you are wondering, oh, where is the son? He's gone. So you have to be very smart in understanding what is duty and duty to please Krishna, how to take care of these things. But if you don't do that, you simply say, I'm chanting, but you will not make any advancement spiritually and also materially. One will be a loser. You know? So therefore, we have to understand how to do things properly. That's why we have a guru who can tell, now you chant. Prabhupada's breakfast has to be prepared. Now, where is the question of Prabhupada? His servant cannot say, Prabhupada, I had to chant my rounds. No, you first have to cook the breakfast. Therefore, one must have a guru whom you have to do personal service. You know. So he will give the time, whatever he does, and then one takes up the austerity of getting up early in the morning before Prabhupada gets up and chant your japa. And if you don't take that trouble, then simply following some rules doesn't make you Krishna conscious. Rather, you will displease Guru and your whole spiritual life will be spoiled. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadu yasya prasada na gati kutopi dhyam stubham tasya yasya sandhyam vande guru sri charanar. One must know how to please Guru by performing one's duties, even while pleasing Krishna also you have to do the same thing. Arjuna had to fight. He has to fight against his grandfather, his teacher, and he had to kill them, and he had to do it because it was everything depends on Krishna's satisfaction, and that's what made the war successful. He won the war, and what is his name? Our Bhishma Dev left his body, he got moksha, and Dronacharya was also got moksha, because they all died in presence of Krishna. So if there are any questions or comments at this point, please ask. Have you all understood these points? No voice is coming.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So text 9. Navayam manyamananam atmanam tatra sadhanam girovaha sadhu sochyanam granimo marmatadanaha. You demigods, translation, you demigods think that your own selves are the cause of your attaining fame and victory. Because of your ignorance, saintly persons feel sorry for you. Therefore, although your words afflict the heart, we do not accept them. Because ultimately, everything is under the influence of time. In the previous purport, Prabhupada talked about that. Even our, what's his name? Bali Maharaj also talked about time. Sometimes things may happen successfully, sometimes things may not happen. But one should not give up just because time is influencing. We have to know how to transcend time by performing our duty. Very, very important. You may raise a child, the child, may leave the home, he may take to drugs, he may take to so many things. And if he comes to your house, you don't abandon him, rather, just please come in, take some prasadam, and so that he feels sheltered there. So time is something, you may do everything nice for your children, but we are not sure of the outcome, the result, what will happen to the children. Therefore, one must very sincerely pray to the Lord that somehow or other everything goes well according to his plan. So Krishna's plan for Arjuna was very clear. He had to fight. And he spoke the Bhagavad Gita only to get him to fight. And he fought. He had to fight against Bhishma and Dronacharya and everybody. And so this way, Arjuna was telling in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Krishna cheated him by speaking Bhagavad Gita to kill Bhishma Dev. Now Bhishma Dev was a pure devotee. Oh, how can you kill a pure devotee? No, this is war. You have to fight. So there is always a higher purpose why Krishna gets us into certain situations. So Kala is something, you have to understand. There is a higher power. Kala is non-different from Krishna. Time. Therefore, we have to see what is the higher purpose in whatever we are doing for Krishna's satisfaction. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, like, in the Mahabharata, every soldier got moksha, right? Because whether they
Yes.
won or lost, I mean.
Yeah.
So, is it the case because of, is it in every war like that, or because this was special?
No, that's where Krishna was personally present there. That's why they got moksha. Not in any other war, it's all due to karma.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one question.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Regarding this question of the war, so like the regular wars, when Krishna is not present, do all the soldiers still attain heavenly planets?
No, generally, see, it has to be a religious war where they go to the heavenly planets. These are not even Kshatriyas, they are basically very asuras and sinful people. There is no understanding that is for a higher purpose. See, wars were always being fought. Kshatriyas fight the war and they're happy to fight. They're waiting for an opportunity because that takes them to heavenly planets. But in the Vedic culture, these Kshatriyas, they also follow some principles of Vedic knowledge. Nowadays, nobody is following any Vedic knowledge. People are just killing each other and dying like dogs. And in their next life, nobody knows what they will become.
But if they are fighting for the love of their country,
Love of our country, it is not really mentioned like that. You have to, country must be centered around spiritual life. Like in Vedic times also, there were kings. The kings were sometimes fighting before Krishna appeared. There were kings there. All types of kingdoms were there. And some of them are, they were all following, they were actually devotees of Krishna. So they wanted to protect the kingdom for Krishna's sake, not for their own sake. Like Virat Maharaj, he was fighting, he is a king, and all the Pandavas took shelter of his house. And then after the 12 years of period, exile period, then in the 13th year, he realized all these 5 brothers who were staying in his palace, they were all Pandavas. Then he was so happy because his daughter, Uttara, was learning dancing from Arjuna. Because Arjuna was a so-called eunuch. He got this curse, so he became a eunuch. So when finally the Virat said, oh, he said, wow, this is Arjuna, then I would offer my daughter to him so that he can become my son-in-law. Then Arjuna said, well, I cannot marry your daughter because your daughter was my student. So being a student, she's like my daughter. Rather, I will give my son to marry your daughter, Uttara. Then Abhimanyu married. Now, these are all situations that happened, which may not be a so-called Krishna consciousness, but they were all connected to Krishna, all of them. Uttara married. Uttara's marriage was practically arranged by Krishna. Abhimanyu married under Krishna's direction. So they were all, the Vedic kings were all more or less Krishna conscious by nature. And then now the modern society, they're not even caring about their own country. They're just fighting because they have no control over their mind and senses. So they cannot be called, it's actually nowadays, it's a fight between 2 parties of asuras. The Jews, they are equally asuric, and the Palestine or whatever it is, they are also equally asuric. And therefore so many people are getting killed. Of course, the Jews have a certain one right because it is their land where they have to live. So the so-called Palestine and other Arab countries, they wanted to get rid of the Jews. And that was, of course, it's an aggression. Therefore, they fought very bravely. In many wars, they defeated all the Arabs. So they are fighting for their survival practically. So they might, if they die for this war, because they are also quite religious people, they can go into the heavenly planets. But they have to be also, highly Krishna conscious also. They must be God conscious. Otherwise, they will fight. They just become who knows what according to their karma. But basically, all these countries, they are fighting because basically they are very sinful people. They're fighting wars, killing each other. There's no drop of piety there. Understand my points?
Yes, Prabhu, I do. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation.
Jai. Any other questions? Kishan Sharma, Radha Seva, Vamsi Vilas, Urvi. Anybody has questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Urvi.
Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful explanation in class and the wonderful points you raised about focusing on our duty and not just hiding behind our rituals. Prabhuji, my question is, sometimes we might, use our duty as an excuse not to perform devotional service. So how can we know if it is a genuine reason or just Maya that we are, either lackadaisical in our chanting or, following, coming to Shuddhanam, like you said, we can say, oh, we have kids and we have to take care of them. So I'm not going to focus on my chanting. So how do we know if what is right?
See, if you have accepted, if you came to the point of accepting a guru, you have to know your duty to guru also. So if you have children, you have to take them to school, then how are you going to manage this thing? Therefore, you have to get up a little early. You have to sleep early, get up early, and in the ideal situation. But suppose if you are coming late from the work, it's not so easy to get up early in the morning. But human life is meant for little tapasya. After all, the 6 Goswamis, they were sleeping under different trees. We are sleeping in a nice bed in a nice warm place. But they did that duty so perfectly that they wrote all these books of Krishna consciousness. So similarly, you cannot cheat. Ultimately, you can only cheat yourself. You have to know Krishna conscious duties are also there, chanting, hearing, reading Bhagavatam. But at the same time, you have to also get up a little early and chant your japa. Not that becomes a reason for not doing your other duties, especially if you're a householder, your wife, children, you have to go to a job, and your children have to be brought to school. All these things has to be taken care of. That's why material world is very entangling. You cannot perfectly do anything perfectly as you want it. So for that you have to pray to Krishna and depend on him. Very important. Because otherwise it's not possible. You cannot go by rule, then the whole household life will become miserable. So try to adjust things in a proper way. Chanting also has to be done. And for that, you have to take a little trouble to get up a little early and chant your japa as much as you can. And then when you come back from work, of course, you are very tired. You have to deal with your children's homework and this and that. Everywhere you have to give their due duties towards all these people. Because household life is not easy. There's a lot of entanglement is there. As brahmachari sannyasi, he has no wife, children, nobody to take to school, no lunch to be prepared, and then it is much easier for them, for a householder. But householder, by performing his duties, depending on Krishna, that's why it's called Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Bhakti is the main reason, main cause for all our joy. If Krishna is, even if you offer some flower to Krishna with enthusiasm, hopefully you'll accept my Lord, this little flower, this little fruit. You have to have a connection, sambandha with Krishna. And therefore you have to chant with sambandha gyan. You have to work with sambandha gyan. Why are we working for? So that I can maintain my family, so that they can all progress in Krishna consciousness. Before sleeping, read some nice things for you to your children, depending on how old they are, so that everybody can get to hear a little Krishna Katha, philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So they will also see they are getting that benefit of the philosophy, And at the same time, as parents, they also see the parents, they're very exemplary. They're doing their best to do everything nicely for everybody's happiness. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a wonderful class and for stressing on the point that we have to do our best and leave everything on Krishna. And whatever comes, that's Krishna's wish, whether it be our education, our jobs, our children. In any case, we have to do our best and leave everything, leave the results on Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very empowering.
Krishna says very clearly, you have to do you have to act, but not be attached to the results of action. That is decided by Krishna. Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, going back to the war, you mentioned that you know that I mean, I'm not taking example of Israel and the Arab world, but when other countries take sides of either of the two parties that are involved in the war, and the party that is take when those countries are taking side of the wrong party, they're against dharma, right? So,
Yes.
so I mean, that also is a negative karma, correct?
Yes. You have to understand, first of all, the war has to be dharmic. Nowadays, nobody follows dharma. Therefore, the war is mainly due to greed and lust and avariciousness. They are not interested in dharma at all. This Russia versus, there is no dharma there. Dharma means following the principles of the scriptures. They have false claim. We are Muslims, so we follow Quran and the kafir should be. This is all whimsical thinking to such a degree that they don't follow any more dharma. They have no compassion, no daya, nothing.
Right.
They follow the scriptures just because they want to follow the scriptures and keep on killing people.
Yeah, but
If you are really Krishna consciousness, humility, all these good qualities must manifest in our heart. And therefore the tolerance will also come for such a person, the devotees. Like Prabhupada, he took so much trouble to establish this movement. He was extremely tolerant towards his disciples who were creating a lot of headaches and problems for Prabhupada. But Prabhupada wanted that this movement be established. They helped him, and in spite of all their faults, Prabhupada gave them the mercy so that they can continue their spiritual life. Yeah, you had some question, Geeta?
no, Prabhuji. So, what I'm asking is, of course, dharma, but cumulative, like countries also have karma, right? Cumulative karma.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, in today's time, nobody is following the dharma, but at least we know what is right and what is wrong, right? On the outside, whether the war is for the right reason. I mean, in Kali Yuga, that is the only way we can decide whether who mentally or financially what side to take. I mean, we are in Kali Yuga, so we have to, whatever is available, whatever we have to take decisions based on the time we are in. Isn't that
See,
so?
our business is not to take side of either of the demoniac parties. Our business is to take the side of Krishna, depend on Krishna, and be Krishna consciousness. And just like when Brajavasis were given, so they had to face so many troubles like what is the name, Putana and Vritrasura, this Shakatasura. Then the Nanda Maharaj and elderly Gopas, they had a meeting. They said this Gokul is having a lot of problems. Let us move to Vrindavan with all our cows because there's a lot of nice grass. So they moved to, so they were neutral. They were not like fighting against the demons all the time. They moved into a favorable situation. we don't have to take sides. We have to make sure wherever we are, we remain peaceful and continue our spiritual life. Like your children are going to school, so you cannot help it. You have to send them to school. In America, if you don't send the children to school, the government will come and take the children away. Therefore, you take care of your children, give them prasadam. I remember my wife used to have cakes by Ekadasi, grainless cakes. So during Ekadasi time, the day when the Ekadasi is done, she tells my son, Madhu, don't eat anything today. You take this cake. And she would make especially Ekadasi preparations for him, so that he is not tempted to eat. And he was following that. He was mainly taking all non-grain prasad. So you have to also educate the children why this is important. See, everything is not so simple and easy at the same time, but it needs a little work. We have to understand ourselves as adults, the value of Ekadasi, the value of different festivals, and as much as possible, do things in a way that the Lord is pleased. Because if you are following Ekadasi, you get a lot of spiritual strength.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jai Ho.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
There is
just,
no more
I'm just confused on, even Srila Prabhupada in his purport has said, like a soldier who goes for war, he's fighting for his country, so he doesn't accrue karma because he is not, fighting for himself. When he kill, enemy army, he gets Paramveer Chakra or some great award. But if he comes back to his village and kill somebody who he doesn't like, he gets punished for that. So there is actually no punishment for doing his duty as a soldier. And we know right now you are mentioning about wars. In Ukraine, there are many people who are enlisting in the army to protect their country because they are unlawfully their land is being taken by Russia. So isn't that their duty to do that?
Yes, their duty is to take care of themselves. Very important. And of course, you see, they have their own karma also. That they're all pulled into the war. Like Germany also, all the people were pulled into the war. They had no control. And if they were not joining the army, they were having serious problems from the government itself. The Gestapo will come and pick them up. So it's a very precarious situation also in the age of Kali. Kalaha. Kali comes from the word Kalaha, means quarrel. For any reason they'll fight. Any reason. And nowadays, selling weapons is a big business. They want wars to continue so that they keep on buying weapons and then they'll make millions of dollars, billions of dollars. So these are all asuras basically. They're not really fighting as a true Kshatriya for a religious purpose. They're basically trying to protect land like you protect your home, your children, or your family as much as you can. But if you go the undercurrent of all these things is they have their own karma also. They're entangled. Like the Germans were fully behind Hitler at one point. You watch some YouTube, World War II YouTubes, you can see people are behind Hitler. They could not say no to him. And finally he died and so many millions of people died and all the women were raped. Oh, unfortunate, very unfortunate. He was not a Rajarishi or anything like that. He was another, even though he was a vegetarian, but basically he was a pawn in the hands of Kali Yuga. Of course, all these things we cannot say black and white, this is right, this is wrong. But Kala, as it's mentioned in the previous verse, time factor is the cause of many things. Just like when Yudhishthir Maharaj was thinking that these people, they died in the war because of him. So Krishna tried to convince him that it is not you. They have their own karma also. And Vyasadeva came and tried to convince him that he is not the cause of the war. But still he was not satisfied. Then he took them, Yudhishthira Maharaj, to Bhishma Dev, who was about to leave his body. And Bhishma Dev explained, you have to know one thing, this Krishna, for you it is your nephew or niece or whatever it is, but actually he is the Supreme Lord himself. And he says very clearly, Radha Govinda Maharaj gives a beautiful class on this point, that Bhishma says to Yudhishthira Maharaj, you are not the cause of the war. Kala is the cause of the war. And Kala is not different from Krishna. Krishna says, I am time. So if you try to find the reasons, go into the Kala, you will become very confused. So you have to understand one basic thing, Kala is ruling everything. And how it is doing, trying to find justice, then you will start finding faults with Krishna. You will use your mundane mind and intelligence to find some reason to justify what is. Nobody can justify anything nowadays. Because basically they are not been given the authority to do whatever they are doing. They are just doing because in the age of Kali, it's quarrel and hypocrisy. They are fighting against each other. That's all. Most of it, it's a Kala's influence. Whether they go to heaven or not, that's another story. That is not decided by us. It's decided by higher authorities, Yamaraj and his people. They arrange. If it's a higher cost, they will get the benefit. If there's a lower cost, they'll also get that reaction. Am I clear?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Urvi. I'm little
Yes.
confused between karma, Krishna's plan, Kala. How do you differentiate?
Basically, it comes from your own bhajan adhikar. You cannot, in black and white, in one class, get an answer to decide. Even Arjuna, Krishna said to Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, you will fight anyhow. But if you fight for yourself, then you will be also bound by the reactions of that action. But if you fight for me, Krishna says, then you are free from reaction. So you have to clearly understand whether what we are doing is for Krishna's satisfaction or for our satisfaction. You see, that takes a little bit, it's like trying to become an engineer or a doctor. It takes many years of study. Similarly, Krishna consciousness is also a whole study of the transcendental literatures, transcendental knowledge in the company and under the guidance of very advanced devotees, pure devotees. And you will not understand everything in one day, but slowly, slowly your consciousness gets purified and things become a little clear to your consciousness. Yes, this is the reason.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Are you free from confusion now?
No.
You're still confused. But try to purify your consciousness by following the process of chanting.
Okay.
Gradually, like a children, they don't understand all the subjects when you send him to school. But over a period of time, you will learn languages, you will learn grammar, and slowly you will start doing things better. In a matter of 12 years, it takes 12 years to somebody to finish the school. So if that is the case of an ordinary system of education, but what to speak of spiritual life, how bigger things are happening on a macro level. This whole story is about what we are reading today is a fight between Indra and what is his name? Bali Maharaj. But Bali Maharaj was reasonable, very reasonable, because Bali Maharaj was the grandson of Prahlad. Indra was a demigod, but Indra also has a lot of problem controlling his lust and greed and everything. It does also strange things sometimes. So that's why the demigods and the demons, they constantly have fights with each other. Sometimes Indra wins, sometimes the demons win. So if you take up the process, you have to know this is a whole lifetime of work for us. And how is the result judged? Whether I am able to remember Krishna all the time. The more I am able to remember, the more the effect of chanting and doing devotional service is taking effect in our personality, in our consciousness. So it might take a little time, but one should understand the basic philosophy, how it works.
No, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, but like you're saying that we should keep Krishna in the center, that's fine. That is should be the main objective. But in today's time in Kali Yuga, yeah, like the war is being fought today. I mean, in Kali Yuga, and they are not Hindus who are fighting the war, but there must be some dharma for them also, no? I mean, in Kali Yuga.
According to their modes of nature, they are following some dharma.
Yeah, so
See,
my question is, Prabhuji, then the country which is aligning with the fighting countries, either they are with dharma or against the dharma, because they are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, suppose I don't know who is following dharma. According to me, maybe I'm wrong, but Ukraine is the underdog, right? So I don't know, but I don't know spiritually, how do you look at all this? But my question is that following dharma, not following dharma, cumulative karma of a country, and we get aligned with the country because we are in that country. So how do we do that? I know it's not under our control individually, but still, it's cumulative.
Sure. See, the point is like this. Krishna is the supreme controller. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadati kama. And our goal is to do patram pushpam phalam toyam. Even in our little lives, we should mainly think of Krishna's satisfaction. Krishna is your son, Krishna is your friend, Krishna is everything. So do whatever you can within the scope. Do some tapasya to please Krishna. Then all the other things, some war taking place here, there, that you cannot control that. And we don't have to take sides of anybody. Our main business is to take, unless you are in the army itself fighting a war, and in that country, if you're part of that, then you have to take sides. But if you're a devotee living somewhere, your main business is to follow the process of Krishna consciousness, and don't be bewildered. You have to know one thing from the previous verse, that is Kala is the main force, time. So we can be very objective also. Just like if you have a snow falling, I always say that the snow is very good when you look through the window. If you go out, you will immediately feel the effect of cold. So if it is raining very nicely, it is nice to sit inside and look at the rain. It looks very sweet. But if you want to go into the rain, of course, then you will be drenched. So similarly, things are happening all over the world, all over the creation. And we sit in our house, wherever we are, and read Bhagavatam every day, read Krishna book every day, and try to elevate our consciousness to Krishna consciousness. Then other things, there is more ecstasy in Krishna consciousness by hearing about the pastimes of Krishna's transcendental pastimes than anything you hear about the material world. If you start hearing the news of the material world, then you will be completely frustrated, because there's so much problems are going on. You cannot hear also, because they are products of three modes of nature. Whereas Bhagavatam is the product of Sukadeva Goswami, who was in Shuddha Sattva. So that habit should be there as much as possible. That habit should be there. Otherwise, if you go around what the material world, who's right, who's wrong, we can never pinpointedly say accurately that this is right, this is wrong. Everybody has their karma to go through. So the bigger picture can be only understood if we are understanding our little position in Krishna's service. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. And there's another verse, Krishna says, every soul is part and parcel of me. What is that verse? I forget that. Anyhow, it'll come back to me. So there are simple things, and when we remember Krishna, we think of Krishna, that we have to cultivate. Other things you cannot stop the world's movement. Even Krishna could not stop the battle of Kurukshetra. Krishna was personally present. Even Krishna's own kingdom, own dynasty was finished, and Krishna could not control also that one. Because he knew Kali Yuga is coming, he has to close his pastimes, and his own Yadu dynasty, they killed each other. What are you going to say about that one? This is not Ukraine and Russia. This is Krishna and Krishna's family. So Krishna will not interfere with one's minute freedom. He could have protected the Yadus, but he wanted to take the Yadus out of this world because he felt that he has come to remove the burden of earth. But he felt that Yadus themselves are a big burden. So how to dispose them of? Then they were cursed and they were all finished. And even Krishna closed his pastimes. So we'll stop at this point and we'll do a little.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam. This
yes,
is Padma Devidas. Yes. Prabhuji, firstly, you covered 2 verses, right? 9 and 10.
Yes. 8 and 9. 8 and 9.
8 and 9. So 10 for Monday. Okay. Prabhuji, there are a couple of small questions.
Yes.
One is like you mentioned about prasadam, right? So we
Yes.
just simply cook for the pleasure of Krishna. So when we have to cook with a lot of concentration because there are some people, who are so eager to make their family member taste the best, like namak sahi hona chahiye, masala and everything, that because of that they feel very frustrated when they feel that we have to offer to Krishna and then we can't even taste. So what to do with people like
It comes from practice, I'm cooking for thousands of people. I never taste. After the cooking is done, I put maybe a little less salt, but afterwards I can add a little bit more salt. It comes from practice. Everything comes from practice.
Yeah. But like that's one very nice answer. The other aspect is how to, change their consciousness. That, don't worry about the fallible souls around. And I will not say that. But I mean, think of offering to Krishna, how to encourage them to, cook for Krishna.
Well, you have to see, there are so many bhajans are there. So many bhajans are there.
Yes.
While cooking, while doing any duties in your life, while driving the car, you can sing some nice songs. Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopala Nanda Dulal Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Shrita Kamala Kuchamanda. Today when I got up, this song came into my mind. So I was brushing my teeth and I was taking my shower by playing Dasavatar Stotra by Srila Prabhupada. So it was the whole morning was very nice, So Krishna allowed me to hear this song. So you take some song and
more
hear
kirtan and play more kirtan and all like that with them.
Huh?
Play more kirtan and other bhajans, let them hear more. So
yes. What does Krishna says? Fight and think of me. He says to Arjuna.
Yeah.
The thinking of Krishna is by singing the songs written by previous acharyas. Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagar Gokula Ranjana Kana, like that. Or what is that song which they sing in Vrindavan? Morning. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Agri.
Vibhavari session.
Vibhavari session. Sing that song. There's so many songs. Then Tulsi songs are there. Always you have to keep yourself transcendentally by connecting to these transcendental songs. And gradually, Krishna will also help in different ways. Your enthusiasm will increase in Krishna consciousness. Nothing becomes an obstacle. If there are obstacles, you know how to overcome that. That also Krishna will give you intelligence. So let us do a little bhajan now. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Gopi Vallabha Girivaradari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira
Natira
Vanachari.
Vanachari.
Tira Vanachari.
Jamuna
Tira
Tira
Vanachari.
Vanachari.
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja
Kunj Bihari.
Bihari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol, Hari
Hari Bol, Hari
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 Bol,
Bol, Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
Nitai Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur.
Jaya
Nitai
Nitai,
Jaya
Jaya Gaur,
Gaur.
Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur.
Jaya Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya
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 Sachinandan Gaura
Sachinandana
Hari,
Hari.
Jaya
Jaya Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Jaya Radhe.
Jaya
Radha
Radha
Raman Jaya Radha Raman
Raman,
Jaya Radha Raman.
Jaya Radhe.
Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai,
Jai.
Gaur Nitai
Jai.
Giriraj Giri Govardhan ki jai,
Jai.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purports ki jai ho.
Jai.
All glories to devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare
All glories to assembly.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Guru
Hare
Vishnu.
All glories.
Krishna, Hari Bol. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Avne Yo Vaishnaveyo Namo. Anand Guru ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His
Jai.
Ram Shraddha Prabhu ji ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you for your class and all the answers, questions you answered. Very nice question answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol. Hare Bol.
Hari Bol.